Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on the mile-and-a-half Kansas Speedway D-shaped oval. We're within the final 10 races of the regular season. Myself and Christopher Bell are up head-to-head for the regular season points lead. Part-time drivers in the field for 2311, John Hunter Nemechek, Wood Brothers Racing with Harrison Burton this weekend. We had back-to-back episodes with breaking news as we got the Thursday Night Football Amazon Prime paint scheme on our car, as we'll be running this a little bit later in the season as well, once we're actually closer to NFL season, but this is a bit of an early promo to get you ready for the Prime Video NFL season. But breaking news this weekend, Tyler Reddick, this was a bit of a shocker within a couple of races after winning Texas. Tyler Reddick announces he is departing 2311 at the season's end, as this was a deal that was already decided on weeks before Texas victory. He will be out of the number 45 next season. Question is, where is he going? And where is Jesse Love going, who just announced he is leaving Richard Childress Racing following season 5? Well, there's now a wide open seat at 2311, which is the team that looks to be hot right now, as we expect to see Ryan Blaney maybe get to victory lane soon as well. So right now looking like maybe Love could be the candidate for that number 45, but where is Tyler Reddick going? We know there's been rumors of Kyle Busch potentially retiring at the season's end as well. He's a Trackhouse driver, so there is certainly some potential for some changes here as well. I mean, don't rule out a Shane Van Gisbergen move. He's been quite some time since he's gone to victory lane. He's having a bit of a rough season, at least over the last few races. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a lot of dominoes that have got to fall still, I think, based off what we're seeing as we roll through 3 and 4 in qualifying, running up against the outside wall, both ends of the racetrack, down through the tri-oval across the stripe. We hit a 31.176, putting us P16, row 8 here from Kansas Speedway. Now, as we'll look at the rest of the qualifying order, Reddick off of his news, 14th. As you can see, Christopher Bell on pole, one last episode in Michigan. Caruth on the front row. Larson, host of our My Teammate, there in 4th. Kyle Busch rounding out the top 5. Love, Blaney, Gibbs, Heim, and Byron rounding out the top 10. As you see the rest of the order on your screen, Chandler Smith down in 30th, as well as all the way at the bottom there you got Ty Dillon and Harrison Burton. We had the Craftsman Truck Series in Kansas Speedway this weekend. Ty Majeski actually won for RFK, as well Josh Williams in 2nd position. As you see the rest of the order scroll through on your screen. So that's the first win for that team as a Truck Series team that's kicked up, what, last season I think it was there. So good to see Brad Keselowski getting some wins here in trucks now, as well as the Amazon Prime series as well in the action, with Justin Allgaier winning over Purdy, Suarez, Hamlin, and Andres Perez in Kansas this weekend. So Justin Allgaier, another driver likely expected to retire at the end of the season as well here, so he's looking to finish things off strong in his Amazon Prime Series career. Now, time to go racing Sunday evening in Kansas in the Cup Series.
Christopher Bell comes into tonight on fire and is on track to take the points lead away from Gary Owen, maybe even tonight.
Owen has been great all year, but has had a bit more inconsistency compared to the 20 team. Bell is continuing his dominant form from the playoffs last year.
We're ready to go racing here from this Digital Ally 400 now, as Harrison Burton just doesn't look like themselves, quite literally a photo of Cole Custer there. Watch out for Todd Gilliland here for the Penske number 2 Ford Mustang. Ross Chastain failed pre-race inspection. Your Mid-Ohio winner sent to the back here in that number 1 Trackhouse Honda Civic, as we are ready to go racing here in this number 8 for Junior Motorsports Cadillac, right behind the 45 of Tyler Reddick. The green flag is out. Christopher Bell leads the field to green, looking to take the regular season standing lead potentially from us here tonight, as we are underway on this run into turn 1 under the lights here in Kansas. We are at a really fun portion of the schedule. I was really looking forward to really the final half of this season, and well, we're into that final half of the season where we got a great mix of great mile-and-a-half tracks, some great short tracks, and some of the best road courses as well. So we are in for a really fun just race to the end of the regular season, and then I think we're in for a really fun playoffs with 2 new tracks on the schedule, of course, with the Denver Motor Speedway coming in and the Nashville Super Speedway being on the calendar. And of course, like I said, it's not like they're actually new tracks, they're just reskins of Auto Club for Denver, and Kentucky is reskinned into Nashville. I don't want to give you guys the full impression that it's actually a new model track, as we're right to the back of the 33 of Love, passing the 24 Raptor Cadillac of William Byron. You can see it's Kyle Busch, who qualified good, but he is really slowing up this traffic there as we get out of turn 4 wide on Love, as well as Bowman and Elliott. We pass them all as Alex Bowman and that number 19 is moving forward. I can see in my rear view mirror we're going to get 3 wide to the outside of our teammate of Hocevar, and 2 cars that strike me of going backwards right off the bat, Kyle Busch and my teammate of Hocevar. We're up into the top 8 already after just 2.5 complete laps. Now we'll pass Syme, we'll pass Busch. Kyle Busch, he is really having a rough few races back to back to back, and he is tumbling down the order here tonight. He's tumbling down the order in the point standings as well. We talked about Trackhouse and their issues. It seems like on any given race, it's actually getting to the outside wall, allowing Zilich to go through into P6 and Gilliland to go through, but we seem to see a trend of Trackhouse having 2 cars run good, 2 cars run really poorly this season, and it almost seems like Trackhouse is in a backwards trend right now. As we continue to, speaking of a backwards trend, we're going the wrong direction. We are down to P9, and here comes Christian Eckes to my inside in the number 6. He is trying to find as many points as he can in that RFK 6 to claw his way back into the playoff fight. Of course, after missing 4 races now, lap 13 of 27 in the stage, Ryan Blaney to the lead. We talked about 23-11 and Blaney at the beginning of the episode. He is going to win. He is going to win a lot of races, I am convinced, with 23-11, but he has had a lot of speed this season, but he's had a lot of rough luck. Kind of like the real-life season for Ryan Blaney at Penske in the number 12 here in 2025. He's had a lot of speed. He hasn't quite had any luck on his side. As we continue to run P10, running down your Season 3 champ and former teammate of Ty Gibbs, running in 9th, currently outside of the playoffs now. Gibbs is, as we hit 11 laps to go in the stage, not far from green flag pit stops, within probably 2 to 3 laps. Hold that thought. Logano blows the right front, goes into the outside wall, caution flies, bringing everybody into the pits, and are we going to see another race filled with tire issues? I don't know what's been up, but ever since the Coke 600, we have seen continuous tire issues, and it has led to a lot of just cautions after cautions, restarts after restarts, as Zilich loses 7 spots in the pit lane. Ryan Blaney in control for the restart in the last 10 laps of stage number 1. It's going to be 8 laps of racing, but what has gone wrong with the Goodyear tires is the question that I have, because yeah, like I said, ever since the Coke 600, it seems like there's been just a change. Tires have been blowing out left and right. Green flag runs, and long green flag runs have been pretty rare. I was quite surprised that Michigan went green to the end on that final run. Doubtful we'll see anything like that here in Kansas if we had to base it off of just the first start of this race. Now Ryan Blaney goes to the outside, opening the door for the 48 of Rajah Caruth, your Martinsville winner. He's going to try and take the lead down this front straightaway with 7 laps to go in stage 1. It has been one up and down season for the 48 of Caruth. Of course, another driver that's had a lot of speed and not the most luck. Obviously, the difference from last season to this season is he has run better overall, and he's found victory lanes. So that's the difference maker. We have had, of course, I think now we've had 3 first-time winners this season, which has been pretty spectacular to see. Of course, you've had Jesse Love, you've had Parker Retzlaff, I'm forgetting the other, but they're Rajah Caruth, yeah, of course, Rajah Caruth. So 3 of them, and as well, we've had some drivers win races that didn't win last season with the 3 names that we just talked about, and Alex Bowman's included in there. He won a race this season, didn't win last season. William Byron, Tyler Reddick, there's 3 names right there. These are playoff spots being taken up, and we've only had 2 drivers this season that have won more than 1 race, and that's myself and Christopher Bell, both with 3 apiece. Now Bell looking strong here tonight. Now Reddick into the outside wall, tire blows again, caution flies late in the stage. He will not be out of this race. Logano is out of this race. Reddick will continue on. He will pit. And we're only going to have a 1-lap sprint to end stage at number 1. Ryan Blaney got back past Rajan Carruth before that caution came out, so now we're in a 1-lap sprint for stage points as that 0-0 of Connor Zilic went from outside the top 10 to P8 on that restart. He's got some speed in that Trackhouse 0-0. Watch out for Connor Zilic tonight, still looking for redemption for that Coke 600 just mess when it looked like he was going to dominate that race and go and cruise to victory lane. Tyler Reddick's going to be able to stay out at the end of this stage because he just pitted with the flat tire, so he's probably going to cycle to the lead here. Now into turn 3, Blaney goes high, Larson to the inside. Can Larson win another stage and pick up a playoff point in his winless season so far? The answer is no. Blaney with the momentum down the front straightaway wins stage number 1 over Kyle Larson. We cross the stripe here for P10 in the stage, just beating the 54 of Ty Gibbs. Reddick will not pit, like I said, and he will cycle to the lead while everybody else has to pit. Some big names running 29th or so or worse. Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher, Shane Van Gisbergen. All 3 are bubble drivers, as Zilic, again a poor pit stop, loses 2 spots. Bell loses some ground as well, and we'll get stage 2 underway, and a slow restart for the number 20 of Christopher Bell now, as well as Reddick leads us back to green over Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson. They're your top 3. Alex Bowman in the number 19, watch out for him. He is looking feisty and speedy here today in Kansas now as we get back up to speed. Had to follow that 20 Rheem Toyota Camry of Christopher Bell. Down this back straightaway we go. And how about Eric Jones up here into the mix as this regular season continues on? You're seeing your Daytona 500 winner from this season, another driver that didn't win last season that has won this season, by the way. We're starting to see some more consistency and stronger runs out of that 34 Front Row Motorsports driver. Of course, they downsized to just 1 car this season from 2 or 3 we've had in previous seasons with that team, and I think this is going to really make them a underdog competitor come playoff time. Watch out for the 34 of Eric Jones. We saw some highlights of it last season, and they've put full resource into him and that project there. I genuinely think that is a team and driver that have a combination that's working right now that could go past the first round of the playoffs. I could see them get into the round of 12. I could see them maybe even sneak in to the round of 8 as they continue to find some speed. Now, fortunately for me, I actually end up finding a bit more speed than this 34, but we just don't quite have the car that we need tonight as Ryan Blaney's back out in front. Reddick has dropped down now to P9 after restarting P1. But yeah, I just don't have the speed I need. We're about a 10th to 13th place car tonight, and I was working on it, freeing up the car on the pit stops, just making wedge adjustments, tire pressures as well, putting the tire pressures up to try and get it to fire off a little bit better on the restarts because we were really lacking that short run pace as usual. And of course, this right here is a look at the championship finale. We are determining a champion right here in Kansas. Of course, the Final Four now consists of 3 races now as we have a crash. And that's John Hunter Nemechek, another tire failure in the tri-oval. Car into the wall, caution flies. 3 tire failures already tonight as we are going to continue to make adjustments on this car. Right rear tire pressure's up. Wedge down from a 49.5. It was at 50 flat earlier. I went down to 49.5, now to 49.4. Just looking for a bit more as everybody makes a pit stop and no positions really shuffle. But the 19 of Alex Bowman now out in front, and it's going to be 12 laps to go here in stage 2. But like I was mentioning before that caution, this is the season finale with the Final Four. Of course, like I said, does consist 3 races, but it will all come down to this finale right here in Kansas. It will be again under the lights. So this is the perfect opportunity to learn what we need for the Final Four, because I have full belief, even with the first season with the new body of Cadillac and a new team with Junior Motorsports, I have full belief we're going to get into the Final Four in 2 consecutive seasons and fight for a championship. On top of that, I mean, of course, we finished 2nd in the standings in Season 4 to our former teammate of Christopher Bell, who won the championship. And I would say it's safe to say that the 2 drivers that finished 1st and 2nd in the championship last season are right now the 2 favorites to be at the top of the championship again this season. We're both 1st and 2nd in the regular season standings. Bell has been reeling me in a little bit from P2 over the last few races. And right now, as it runs, if we finish about right to where we are right now, and Bell finishes where he is, well up inside the top 10, he will take the regular season standing lead here tonight in Kansas. Now, how about the 43 Legacy Motor Club driver, William Sawalich, having a breakout night here up in P11, a team that just has never been able to materialize some good runs, and of course they split with the GMS partnership, and GMS went on their own and got their first win already with Retzlaff in Talladega. Tire failure, Nick Sanchez into the side of Gibbs just behind us, caution flies again. Tire failure number 4 on the night in Kansas. We're all going to stay out. It's going to be a late stage restart again from P12. As you see, SVG, Chris Buescher 32nd, 34th. Kyle Busch was running about 30th. Big names, big bubble drivers having terrible nights here in Kansas with under 10 races to go in the regular season. 2 laps to go here in stage number 2. Alex Bowman in control. The driver, of course, has been by far the second best at Joe Gibbs Racing this season in his first season with that team. What a breakout season, or just what a comeback season for Alex Bowman. He was given a second opportunity with the top team, and he is already made his case that he belongs in a top ride. I mean, Alex Bowman by far is already safe in that ride for next season as we continue through 3 and 4. Maybe a driver who might not be safe, Chandler Smith. He's having a top 10 run tonight. Another bubble driver. Don't rule out Chandler Smith, of course, in that 18. White flag in the air for stage 2, and we continue in this about 10th to 13th place area. Like I said, it felt like our car was kind of running. As I can see in my mirror behind, Gibbs, Ross Chastain, who started at the back after inspection issues, has climbed his way back up into the 15th spot as we give a shot to the 34 down into turn 3. Bowman is in control through 3 and 4. Nobody has anything for him. Is that Chandler Smith up there battling Bell for second? Yes, it is. Alex Bowman is going to make it a Joe Gibbs 1, 2, 3 in stage 2. How about that? Bowman, your stage 2 winner. Bell and Smith up there in second and third. A great stage for them. Gibbs just outside the top 10, however, as we're going to all pit for tires and feel. And again, I just don't quite have the car I need. Now making a grill tape adjustment there. Chase Elliott as well, not having a great night in that number 9. He was struggling for speed in Michigan. He's struggling for speed again here tonight in Kansas. Back-to-back races I'm sure he would like to have back or do differently setup-wise. Nick Sanchez stayed out there at the end of the stage. He did the same thing as Tyler Reddick. Brought out a caution with a few laps to go and stays out after pitting. So Sanchez leads the field. However, it might have gone unnoticed, but Nick Sanchez was running top 15 before he brought out that caution. It's not like Sanchez is really off the pace. He is actually having a really solid night. We're seeing, as we start stage 3 here with 34 to go, some standout nights for some drivers that don't usually show up in this running order. Sanchez top 15, Todd Gilliland running top 10 all night long. William Sawalich up here in the top 15. Great nights for some drivers that we're just not commonly seeing up here in the mix. Eric Jones, I mean, we've talked about him stepping up recently, so maybe not a surprise to see him up here, but you know, talked to us 5 races ago. That 34 running this well was a slight surprise as we exit turn 2. Christopher Bell to the lead down the back straightaway here, now trying to run away and get win number 4 on the season as we head off into turn 3. Tyler Reddick is in second, Connor Zilic into third. Don't rule out that Trackhouse driver, his second season of Cup Series competition, as we dive to the inside of the 43. Chandler Smith up here in the top 10. We talked about him already, his ride maybe being vulnerable going into next season. Zilic into P2, bringing your stage 1 winner of Ryan Blaney with them to try and pass that 45. Will clear the 6 and slide across his nose and maintain P13. A stack up on the exit of 4 for the 18 and the 43. We dive to the inside, and new leader Connor Zilic to the lead here, coming to 30 laps to go. How about that now as we continue to just try to get into the top 10, but it's just not coming easy. We're 3 wide middle on the exit of turn 2. So Sawalich trying to fight for every position he can for good cause now, as now Chandler Smith looking to try and pass Nick Sanchez as we roll through 3 and 4. Tire failure again. Priest into the outside wall and the Rick Ware 51. Tire failure number 5 on the night. If NASCAR was not concerned after the last couple races, they are absolutely concerned now. 5 tire failures just tonight. We saw just as many, if not more, in the Coke 600. We saw some in Michigan at a concerning rate as well. Everybody stays out, surprisingly, after a 5th tire failure, but we cannot make it to the end of the race if we pit now. So everyone stays out, and we go green with less than 30 laps to go here from Kansas, 27 to be exact. What a race we've got on our hands now for the lead. I mean, Connor Zilic has gotten up there. He clawed his way forward. Larson with a bit of an awkward restart kind of causes a stack up here on this outside. Nick Sanchez still holding his own pretty well. Like we talked about, he's looking pretty strong. And that Gainbridge 26 Honda Civic for Andretti Global as we sail it off into turn 3. And this is where the difference is. This is why I can't run the bottom right now, because I have to slow the car up so much more on the entrance and center of the corner to get it to rotate. And you got to wait, of course, for the car to start rotating before you can just hammer down. Otherwise, it's going to plow into the outside wall. Meanwhile, the guys around me, they're able to get down on the throttle so much sooner than I am. So that's why we always migrate up to the outside, a lot less off throttle time, and we're able to get back on the gas, and then on top of that, carry some momentum down this back straightaway. So running P11 as we run down the 5 of Kyle Larson, still winless. That number 5 of Kyle Larson is a big surprise to probably everybody. I mean, he is closing in on a full season without a win. Keep in mind, Kyle Larson did not win any playoff races in season 4, to I would say all of our surprise. After being, 4 or 5 wins in the regular season, Kyle Larson won the regular season championship as well. His last win came at my home track in Canada, and that was one that he stole off of my misfortune. Connor Zilic, with 23 to go, is running away from the pack. Alex Bowman's up there in the mix. Christopher Bell, Rajan Carruth, Ryan Blaney as well. We know Blaney's strong, we know Bowman's strong. They both won the first 2 stages as myself and Larson continue to swap back and forth, inside, outside for that 10th position, but Larson gets away with it for now, and Christian Eckes would go through and pass me as well. Zilic continuing to just control this race, control the pace, as now the 18 of Chandler Smith is able to go through, and we jump to P13. I mean, we just don't have the speed here tonight in Kansas. We recognized it earlier. We've adjusted on the car. The car feels significantly better than it did in the first stage before we got some adjustments in the car, but the pace is just not there. We just don't have the speed that we need, and that's not surprising when you saw Hocevar drop down the order. Gregson's been going backwards as well. It seems like it's just one of those nights for Junior Motorsports that's just not quite working, but it was far from over, and this race is far from over in general for the battle for the win as well, as we're now to the right side of the 18 of Chandler Smith. Look at the gap that you can see Zilic has on the field now. He is driving away, hoping, I'm sure, for no caution, but we have seen 5 tire failures, and we might see more before this race is over. Or will we get a repeat of Michigan tire failures, and then all of a sudden we have a nice run to finish this race with a green flag pit stop cycle? And we are going to do the same situation. We're going to do the same decision that we did in Michigan if this goes green. It went green in Michigan. We took 4 tires while everybody in front of us took 2. We were hoping for a caution. That caution never came. Right now, I don't have the pace to do anything. I'm stuck right here from 10th to 13th. The only way I can do something is if I take 4 tires and we get a caution. If I take 2 tires, I'm going to be on the same strategy as all these guys around us. We've got 3 wins on the season. That's why I'm willing to take this risk of doing something different. So we are going to take 4 tires again if this goes green, and I know these drivers around us will take 2 and open up the gap, but I'm confident that if a caution comes out, we'll be able to drive right past them. But once again, just like last episode, we're banking on a caution that we never got. So we're hoping that it works out tonight now as pit stops are about to kick off. 2 laps of field left. We pass Larson, who's tumbling down the order a little bit here now, and here comes everybody into the pits. I believe that's Ryan Blaney. Blaney's in early, as well as I believe that's the 20 of Bell as we get forced into the outside wall. I kind of forced the issue there. We were 3 wide with Sawalich and Smith there, and just not a lot of room there to make that happen, but I really tried to just force my nose into that one. Larson pitted as well, and everybody else, including the leader of Zilic, is in. How about Eric Jones? Jones is going to run an additional lap. That's a bit surprising to see. I could not have done another lap. I would have ran out of fuel probably in about turn 1 or 2. So we're going to take 4 tires. 1.5 cans of fuel is what we need, which also felt me more comfortable, made me feel more comfortable about taking 4 tires. We come in. Zilic gives up the lead. There's Bowman. Carruth in front of him. Oh boy. We'll get back onto the track here momentarily, and we're going to give up several positions, of course, but This is a part of the plan, but Ryan Blaney, so Bowman leads, Caruth second, and actually Todd Gilliland's gotten in front of Zilic, and there's Blaney going through on the outside. So Ryan Blaney would get through into second just by cycling on a faster, of course, speed down that straightaway. So Alex Bowman runs P1, Blaney to second, Zilic is down to about 5th position after having a large lead. How about that? But I can confirm as we're passing cars, Zilic was doing the same. Zilic had clawed his way up into 3rd and now was back in the mix, as we are very much in the mix here to pass some cars. This is going to be for 15th, 14th, and 13th. So we were running about 13th when the green flag pit stop cycle kicked off, and as we exit turn 2 down this back straightaway, we'll retake P13 on this 4 fresh tire advantage. Ryan Blaney to the lead here with less than 10 laps to go as he eyes down win number 1 with 23.11. He's been in position a few times to go to victory lane, and the rough luck has struck. Things haven't quite worked out, but look at this. Connor Zilic now has run him down to the inside. He's past Bowman, he's to the inside and passes Blaney as well. Connor Zilic is back in control as we hit the final 5 laps now, and there's a car in the pits with smoke pouring out the back. No caution. That's Harrison Burton in the number 21 for Wood Brothers Racing. 5 to go. We maintain P13, but this battle for the lead was far from over. Watch your track map. Zilic still in control, but Alex Bowman had gotten past Ryan Blaney for second, and now he was putting some pressure on Zilic. Bowman to the lead as they come to 3 laps to go here from Kansas. It's going to be a duel between Bowman, who wants to be the 3rd multi-time winner of the season, versus Zilic, who wants to be a new winner in the NASCAR Cup Series now, as we approach the final 2 laps of this race. Down the back straightaway, Bowman leads, Zilic second, Ryan Blaney, we've got problems. Ryan Blaney's out of fuel. He's into the pits of 23s. Bad luck strikes again. Blaney is out of fuel. They have underfueled the car to get him to the end, and he's not the only one in the scenario. Multiple drivers, multiple teams have miscalculated and underfueled their cars as we approach the final lap. Bowman's coming up on lap traffic. Now the 48's out of gas. Caruth is out of fuel, and now we start the white flag, and Zilic to the inside of Bowman, who's caught up in lap traffic. What a last lap turn of events striking here in Kansas. Connor Zilic would take the lead down the back straightaway over Bowman into turn 3. He's got him covered unless Bowman has a push out of turn 4. It's not enough. Connor Zilic down the front straightaway is going to win his first NASCAR Cup Series race here from Kansas. What a turn of events in the last 2 laps. We exit turn 4, we gain a few spots because of the 48 running out in the 23, and we cross the line to finish P11 in a dramatic turn of events here in Kansas. Again, the caution never came. Gilliland in 3rd, Eckes in 5th. How about it? And Sanchez there in 16th, but how about Caruth in 25th, and Ryan Blaney even lower. Blaney is outside the top 30 after they both ran out of field. The 2 guys that have had a lot of speed this season with really bad luck are, of course, the guys that run out of field. And they weren't the only ones. There were several drivers. We have now lost the regular season point lead to Christopher Bell. And now, let's take a look. Look at the playoff grid. Ryan Blaney, he could miss the playoffs just because of the bad luck. He is currently the last driver in, but he just gave up so many points right there. Christian Eckes now officially out of the playoffs in the game. We know he's way further behind in points because of the injury, as I like to reiterate every episode. So pay attention to that. But Blaney, the last one in, but big names like Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen, and they all got so much work to do. Chris Buescher as well. It's going to be a tough hill to climb. Chandler Smith is very much in the conversation for making the playoffs. Ty Gibbs, of course, as well. But now another new winner. Connor Zilic in the playoffs, a Cup Series winner, and now he is going into the next race, Homestead, Miami, looking stronger than ever. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.